Say that Hamas beheaded babies and burned whole families alive so that the only thing the forensic pathologists found is two intertwined, burned spines. Hamas has placed its main operational command center underneath the Shifa hospital in Gaza, which is a clear war crime, because they know that Israel doesn't want to hurt civilians, and that Israel is urging civilians to get out of harm's way, and by the way, most of them have. We're demanding international accountability now from the global agencies that have said absolutely nothing about Hamas's abuse of hospitals as human shields. I listened to the interview you had just now. The World Health Organization has not condemned Hamas's use of hospitals as human shields once. Not once.
I think we just heard them condemn Hamas.
The State of Israel emphatically condemns South Africa's decision to play advocate for the devil and to make itself criminally complicit with the perpetrators of the October 7 massacre. The State of Israel will appear before the International Court of Justice at The Hague to dispel South Africa's absurd blood libel. How tragic that the rainbow nation that prides itself on fighting racism will be fighting pro bono for anti-Jewish racists. Everyone who has been killed since October 7th would still be alive if Hamas had not declared war. If Hamas were not fighting this war from densely populated areas, and no one else would be hurt.
Yes, but this didn't
Hamas
start on October 7th
and laid down
in their
its
terms,
arms.
did it?
You're right.
You know, you can say this would not have happened had October the 7th not happened. They would say October the 7th wouldn't have happened had Israel not occupied Gaza in the first place.
I would be very wary of trying in any way to contextualize the atrocities of October 7th.
They were to rule against you. In the preliminary round, the actual eventual conclusions may take many years, but in terms of their preliminary assessments, will you comply with their stipulations?
We fully expect the ICJ to throw out this spurious claim.
No, but if they don't?
I'm not going to answer absurd hypotheticals.
It's not absurd hypothetical.
No,
it's either
Lewis,
yes or no.
It is an absurd hypothetical. Because when you have parents sitting in that courtroom whose children were abducted and being held as hostages, the idea that an international court of justice that is supposed to uphold international law might actually order those parents to stop fighting to bring back their children.
So you'll adhere to a court judgment if they rule your way.
It's an absurd hypothetical.
What kind of kangaroo court would that be?
It's an absurd hypothetical.
Why are you even signatories to the convention if you are unwilling to commit to abide by the means by which that convention is policed and enforced? What is the point?
Lewis, the State of Israel was one of the first signatories to the Genocide Convention. Genocide
and so I would have thought that the State of Israel would be the first to say that they would want to see that court stipulations are adhered to for precisely the reason you are referring to.
The State of Israel would like to see international law being applied fairly, understanding that to
in the way that Israel wants.
No, in a way that understands that on October 7th, we were the victim.
I'll bring you back to the words of those politicians, if I may. We're now actually rolling out the Gaza Nakba. Nakba, the Palestinian term for ethnic cleansing. Those are the words of a government minister in your government.
Talk about a little bit of historical context, what the Palestinians refer to as the Nakba.
I'm just asking you about those words.
No, so I want to talk about that word Nakba. When the Palestinians use the word Nakba, they are referring to the consequences of the decision in 1948 to try to scuttle the creation of a Jewish state under the UN General Assembly resolution. They declared war in 1948. That war of annihilation did not go their way, and there were consequences as a result.